Hello, my dearest students, and welcome back. I know, exams are right around the corner and the pressure is on. But don't you worry one bit. We're going to tackle this chapter, Environment and Society, together nice and quick and make sure you are absolutely ready. So, let's get started.
Yes, hello मेरे प्यारे बच्चों. As it says, tension बिल्कुल नहीं लेना है. Just relax, focus for a few minutes, and I promise we will master this chapter point by point. You will be writing your exam with full confidence.
Okay, let's dive right in. I want you to do something simple for me. Just look at the chair you're sitting on right now, or maybe the desk in front of you. Have you ever, for a second, thought about where it really came from? And no, I don't mean the furniture shop down the road. I mean, where did it begin? And that question brings us perfectly to our first section, the deep connection between the environment and us. Because here's the thing. Every single object we use, no matter how man-made it seems, always starts its journey in nature. So let's trace back the journey of that chair. It started its life as a tree, right? Standing tall in a forest somewhere. Then, loggers came and cut it down. Carpenters then took that wood and shaped it, using things like iron nails and chemical varnish. After that, it was loaded onto trucks running on diesel and transported all the way to you. Just think about that for a second. Wood, iron, chemicals, fuel. All of these natural resources, plus the hard work of so many people, just for one chair. It's a huge, invisible network, all connected back to dear old Mother Nature. Right, so this leads us to the main idea, the real heart of this chapter. The relationship between nature and society is not a one-way street where we just take. Nope, it's a two-way street, a constant give and take. And first, let's get a very important definition out of the way, one that could pop up in your exam. What is ecology? Well, simply put, it's the giant interconnected web of all living and non-living things. You know, mountains, rivers, plants, animals, the whole shebang. And the most important thing to remember is we humans are just one single thread in this massive web. So, how does this two-way street actually work? Well, on one hand, nature shapes us, our society. Think about it. The super fertile soil of the Gangetic Plains can support a lot of farming, and that's exactly why so many people live there in big cities. But in the deserts of Rajasthan, you can't have big farms, so people there traditionally became pastoralists, always on the move with their animals. See? Nature dictates the lifestyle. But on the other hand, we shape nature too. We build huge dams that completely change a river's flow. We chop down entire forests to build our concrete jungles, our cities. And you can see this right here. There's a massive dam, a huge change made by humans, and next to it, a smaller, local one. But whether they're big or small, both of these projects have permanently changed the environment around them. We are constantly redesigning the world. Now, this constant interaction, well, it hasn't always been a happy story. Our actions have unfortunately created some really big environmental problems. So listen up carefully, because this section is very important for your exams. Let's break down these problems one by one. First up, we have resource depletion. This is a big one. We're talking about things like the water under the ground, the rich topsoil we need to grow our food, and our beautiful forests. These things aren't endless, and the problem is we are using them up way faster than nature can ever replenish them. Problem number 2 is pollution. And this isn't just the smoke from factories or the dirty water. Of course, that's part of it. But your textbook also points out something we experience every day: noise pollution. The endless honking on the roads, the construction sounds, even the loud music it functions. All of these things are serious risks to our health. And the third problem, this one is truly heartbreaking. It's man-made disasters. You see, sometimes in our hurry to develop and build industries, things go horribly wrong. And there's one painful example from our own country's history that we should never, ever forget. 4,000. Just let that number sink in. That's not just a number. That's 4,000 human beings who died almost instantly on a single night in 1984 during the Bhopal gas tragedy. A poisonous gas leaked from a factory, and it left hundreds of thousands more with health problems for the rest of their lives. So the question is, why did this happen? Was it just a technical glitch, a machine failure? No. The book makes it very clear. It was a social failure. The company had been warned again and again, but they cut corners, they spent less money on safety, they even reduced their staff.
And sadly, powerful people in charge just looked the other way. It was not just an accident, it was a tragedy caused by bad human decisions.
Okay, everyone, pencils down, eyes and ears here. This next part is the absolute core of the chapter. This is a VVIP question for your exam. Let's get this crystal clear. Why are environmental problems also social problems? And here's the answer. The main point you have to remember. Yes, environmental issues like pollution or a water shortage affect all of us. But, and this is a big but, they do not affect everyone equally. It is always, always the poor and the powerless who end up suffering the most. Let's look at a perfect example from the textbook. Think about water scarcity in Kutch, Gujarat. The rich farmers there, they have money, so they dig these super deep bore wells to grow their cash crops. Their fields are lush and green, but what happens? They suck up all the groundwater. And so, the simple, shallow wells in the poor villagers' homes nearby, they go completely dry. They are left without a drop of water, not even to drink. Do you see? It's the same environmental problem, but a person's social and economic status decides who really suffers. And this quote is the perfect line to write in your exam answer to summarize this idea. The thinker Murray Bookchin said that our environmental problems actually come from our social problems, from things like inequality and greed. So if we want to fix the environment, we first have to fix the problems in our society. Okay, that was all pretty serious, wasn't it? It can feel a bit hopeless, but don't get disheartened because there is a path forward. Our last section is all about the solution, and it's a term I'm sure you've heard before, sustainable development. Now, this is the classic definition, and I want you to remember it. Sustainable development means meeting the needs of today's generation, the present, without messing things up for future generations, for you, your children, and their children, so they can also meet their needs. It's that simple. Take care of today, but don't steal from tomorrow. You know, even our great Mahatma Gandhi warned us about this ages ago. He said that this model of development where we just consume, is not sustainable for a country like India. He warned that if all of us started using resources like that, we would strip the world bare, just like a swarm of locusts that eats up an entire field. What a powerful image, right? So what's the big idea? The ultimate goal of sustainable development is to build a better, fairer world. A world where resources are shared more equally. A world where development isn't just for a small number of rich people, but for every single person. It has to be for everyone. And with that, we've come to the end of our revision for this chapter. But you know what? Our story with the environment, that doesn't end here. It continues every single day. So I want to leave you with a small question to think about. What is one tiny eco-friendly change that you, yes you, can make in your own life starting this week? That's all for me for this chapter. I really hope this quick run-through has helped clear things up. Just go over your notes once more and you'll be absolutely fine. All the very best for your exams. I know you are going to do fantastically well. Take care now.